Great day, great folks. KingJerlo of the Y.O.K.I.S, the young organization of kings, internationally serving. I'm looking for spiritual smoke. Who want it? Thanks to Governor Brian Kemp, April 4th, 2025, he signed Senate Bill 36. I've now been legally freed from the denominational tyranny. Now I can prophetically teach African kingdom truth without the colonizer classroom chains. They tried to muzzle your guy, but now I'm protected by law to teach you the real roots of our faith, not the colonizer's classroom's Christianity, but Christ before the conquest. You know, a lot of my urban youth inside of different high schools that I've been blessed by God to travel to over the past 20, 25 years of my life, they like Dean K. Christianity is a slave religion. Listen to me. First point, God never gave you a religion. He gave you a relationship. I'm going to dig into that. Second point is this America. And so there's three stories in America. There's the slave master story. There is the slave story. And then it's what we're talking about. God's story in the middle. Now the slaves don't have no schools. So the majority of the time when you're being introduced to the scriptures, you're being introduced to them by someone who got accredited in the slave master seminary. You're being taught the text by someone who's credentialed by the colonizer's classroom. So you may only have been exposed to the slave master's version. I got your back. I'm on your side. All right. Acts the 8th chapter, 27th to the 31st verse. And he arose and went, and behold, listen to me, a man of Ethiopia, that's an African, a eunuch of great authority, that's bullshit, under Queen Candace of the Ethiopians, powerful people, was returning and sitting in his chariot. My man riding heavy. Reading Isis the prophet. Whoa. Then the Spirit said to Philip, go near and join thyself to his chariot. And Philip ran thither to him, heard him, read the prophet Esaias, and said, understandest what thou readest? And he said, how can I, except some man should guide me? This is the point I want you to have. This man is a Ethiopian. This man is a man of great authority. Listen to me. We had Christ in Africa before the European rewrite. But before Europe ever got a scroll, Africa had the word. But before Rome ever picked up a cross, Ethiopia had that revelation. But before Constantine, the colonizers, but before the slave ships, we had the scripture. We had the spirit. Yeah, we had the sovereignty. Yeah, Psalm 68:31, one of my favorites. This is why I call you yokis. Princes, come on out from amongst them. Princes shall come out of Egypt. Ethiopia shall soon stretch out her hands unto God. You feel that, don't you? That's the ancestors saying, it's time to remember who you are. Kings out of Egypt. Queens ruled in Cush. Ethiopia was never colonized. And now the time has come to stretch our hands out again. This is why I refer to you as Yokis, as the young organization of kings, internationally serving. I need you to hear me. Not just with your ears, I need you to hear me with your spirit. This ain't church. That Clyde, ecclesia, the called out body. What I tell y'all, come out from amongst them. The church ain't a building. Church is a called out body of believers. We called out the building, what mama and them used to call it, into the highways, into the byways. Y'all know what y'all be saying. It's summertime. We outside with it. Come on, knock it off. You know the vibes. Right? And what we doing? We not in this Sunday morning breakfast club. No, we kingdom ambassadors. We transformational agents. Right? We called to transform everything we touch. I'm talking about little business, like the kids is selling the cookie dough, all the way up to big billion-dollar business and beyond. I'm talking about educational entities from pre-K all the way up to the doctor do-nothings and beyond. Government agencies, all that. We called out the building into the marketplace. Yeah, to be used by God as transformational agents. You thought you was employed? No, you kingdom deployed. Yeah, you've been deployed to be used, right, as a transformational agent. To transform the marketplace from a platform Satan got a stronghold into a major spiritual transformation in the lives of God people. Yo, shift happens. Get over it. The power done shifted from the pulpit to the pew. What you looking at like that? I'm talking to you. You need to tap in for a couple sessions so that you can grow in your confidence to be you. Matter of fact, in your Godfidence. How about that? You got confidence. Kick it with us in the Yokis. You're gonna get Godfidence. You're gonna get confident in the fact that God can use you in the same way that He can use the weirdo behind the desk, right? The same spirit can transform not by what you say, but by what you do. When you understand who you are, I know. A decade ago, I used to have this Mr. Belief thing that really I'd change your belief in yourself. Really, because belief has three things. We're going to take a new panoramic view of Scripture. We're going to look at some foundational scriptures that you may have heard over and over before, but not like you're going to hear them now. And what it's going to do is it's going to build our belief in who God really is. Not the authoritarian one up in the sky who wants to condemn you because you're being bad. We not talking about that one. We talking about the one in here. You know your body is a shell of the spirit of the living God. Yup. We're going to show you how to tap into the God inside of you. Yeah. That they don't want you to do that. I know it's some fresh revelation for you. I got your back. I'm on your side. Revelations 1:6. And he has made us. That's all of us. You, me. That's black, white, orange with yellow stripes, green with pink polka dot, rich, poor, everybody included. Everybody, everybody. He has made us kings and priests unto God, his Father, to be glory and dominion forever and ever, ever, and ever, ever. Amen. Listen, when God calls you a son, it's not about gender. It's relational. Y'all get this relationship? It's relational. Now, ladies, don't let nobody tell you different. You are female sons. You are joint heirs. Just like the fellas. Listen, I'm talking about your position. I know I'm in America. Matter of fact, I know I'm in Atlanta. Listen. That's why I call y'all little goddesses. All right? Because Jesus said you little gods. So I call you little goddesses. I want to make sure that you don't think that the Yokis, the Young Organization of Kings internationally serving, is a male-dominated organization. No, boo-boo. We all kings, right? And a lot of my geniuses, my baby girl geniuses in Urban Success University, they understand this foundational point. That's why they got the Goddess Empire Builder community. Ladies, tap in. It's a vibe, right? Like, I call you goddesses because you pretty. I mean, you show enough pretty, girl, but you not just pretty. You feel me? You pretty, you powerful, you prophetic, you divine. You know what I mean? You delicious too, but that's a whole nother conversation. Let me stay focused. Listen to me. John the 10th chapter, 34th and 36th verse, red letter. You know what I mean? Jesus said, Jesus answered them, is it not written in your law? I said, ye are gods. If he called them gods, unto whom the word of God came, and the scripture cannot be broken, so ye of him, whom the Father has sanctified, and called out into the building, that's my ad lib, and sent into the world, thou blasphemeth, because I said I am the Son of God. So when they try to make you feel crazy for walking in your prophetic power, for talking like a king, moving like a goddess, not being controlled, when they call you too aggressive, when you really just anointed, just remind them Jesus said what he said. Fact check. Now, on this religion thing, God, Jesus, nor any of his disciples. Let me demystify this, because Aristotle had disciples, John the Baptist had disciples, Socrates had disciples. Disciples are just students. So God, Jesus, nor any of his disciples ever called you anything other than a son. Idolaters. You know who they are? Those are the people who worship idols. Acts the 11th chapter, the 26th verse, they were in the marketplace in Antioch, and idolaters said, you know what? Y'all move like Christ. Y'all talk like Christ. Y'all heal like Christ. Y'all little Christians. Idolaters called you that. God never called you that. His son Christ never called you that. None of those directly taught by him, none of his disciples ever told you that. Weaponless Western theology told you that. The slave master seminary scholars sold you that. And the colonizer classroom clowns fed it to you and tried to choke you with that. But God never said that. This book is not a religious book. Nowhere in this book does this book call itself a devotional. That's a religious book. This book refers to itself as a covenant. Let me help you. This is a storybook. It's about a king, a kingdom, and a royal family. Y'all all my folk. Black, white, orange, yellow stripes, green with pink polka dots. And in case I ain't told you, I love y'all. Almost as much as the Father, on behalf of the Father. Listen, this book is a storybook. It's got stories on both sides of the ledger. Y'all excuse my allergy. Beholds and bewares. Listen, behold what these folks did. Beware what these idiots did. This book refers to itself as a covenant. Listen, the government will be upon his shoulders, but there's two government styles in the earth. There's countries and there's kingdoms. They got similarities, but they got polar opposites too. All right? But they both have one thing. They got a set of bylaws. In the country, they got a constitution. I don't know how you feel about how they be. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't going there. In the kingdom, they got a covenant. Old covenant, new covenant, bylaws between the government and its citizens. If you grow up in the country, the ways of the kingdom, they're going to be strange. If you grow up in a kingdom and you come over here in y'all country, it's going to be baffling. Way back when I was a little jit, Mama and them used to refer to themselves as peculiar people. Because when you're peculiar, you know you're strange. Listen, in the country, they both got leadership. I know something about this kingdom thing. Let me walk the dog. In the country, they got an elected official. You got a pastor in the church. You got a senator. You got a mayor. You got a president. You got a prime minister. And in the kingdom, you just got, hey, look, I was born for this shit. You just got the king. In the country, you got fake news. Look, you feel like your opinion matter, right? Them folk can tell you anything till you put them in office. And they do $180 on your ass, and you're like, huh? hey, you feel like your opinion matter. In the country, the king's word is law. I'm going to give you a case study. If y'all remember John the Baptist, he cool with the king. The king throwing a party. He got to be getting a lap dance. Hey, look, I keep it real. The king got a cupbearer. Like, the king got somebody to taste the Kool-Aid. King got somebody to run. You don't get this close to the king. So this girl is dancing, and she dancing close enough that the king don't say, hey, listen, ask her what she want. The king whispering there, hey, girl, what she want? You know, that girl got him. Hey, what you want? Let me get the head of your homie. Hold on. I ain't mean that. No, ain't no reversing that. Because the king's word is law. Y'all tracking? So off with the head of John the Baptist. The king can't even reverse his word. Y'all, I got some king word for you. Genesis 1st chapter 26-28 verse. I didn't say it. And God said, that's good enough for y'all? I'm just saying. Let us make man in our image, in our likeness. and let them have Sunday morning breakfast club. No, it don't say that. And let them have Wednesday night Bible study. No, it don't say that. And let them have religion. No, it don't say that. It's saying let them have dominion. Now that's different. That's divine. So God created man in his image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female, he created them. And God blessed them. And God said to them, be fruitful, not freaky. That's be productive. Goodly move. Multiply. Replenish the earth. Subdue it. Take over. Kingdom advances violently. The violent take it by force. And have dominion. God gave you dominion, not denominational tyranny. Whoa! I believe the Holy Ghost has engaged. God gave you dominion. He never gave you the denomination. He gave you authority. He never gave you the colonizer rituals. This ain't religion. This is rulership. I'm trying to back it up. Yeah, you got the slave version. You ain't heard it like this. 2 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, 3rd and the 4th verse. Let me get it to you. You know it. You hear it all the time. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. Where my believing soldiers at? No man, ladies, or don't shoot the messenger for the message, or woman. No soldierette or soldier that warreth this spiritual warfare at its finest entangles himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who chose him to be a soldier. You heard the slave version. You never seen yourself as a soldier. You know, he one image, many dimensions. One of them is the general, the one who enlists you and shows you how to humbly rumble the right way. See, the colonizer classroom, they got a weaponless theology. Sit down, shut up, listen to what I'm telling you. Don't you dare raise your hand. Don't you dare ask no questions. Don't you dare challenge what it is that I'm giving you. Otherwise, you're going to be a behavioral problem. We're going to ship you off and lock you the fuck up. If you don't knock it the frick off. God doesn't give us dominion over people. He gives us dominion over the resources of the earth. What you think these is? They smartphones, so stop using them dumb. God gave you dominion over the resources of the earth. He telling us, like he told Abraham, leave the land of your fathers. Why? Because these Negroes done became spiritually complacent. Blasphemous. Talking about God moved like this and God moved like that. Well, he might have moved like that when you was my age, but his ways above our ways and his thoughts above our thoughts. And as soon as you start talking about, you know how God moved, I guarantee them pivoting and moving the other way. Who the frick you think you is trying to put my God in a box? He don't fit no box. You do. Oh, I've been redeemed. He's a redemptive God. No. My young bucks like, no, we don't want that. We don't want that weaponless theology. We want a weapon, believing soldiers, spiritual weapons. Why? Because Satan out here taking dome shots at our kids. And these weirdos done been sitting up under the colonizers so long, they don't even want to tell the truth. They not non-profit pimps. They not pimping no pulpits of our fathers. They're non-profit prostitutes. They done got paid on Pharaoh's money so long, they can't unpack the word of God. They can't, how Daddy King would say it, they can't make it plain. So my young kings, so my baby goddesses, I agree with you. You right. They've been giving you the slave master version. But let's dig into the soldier version. You feel them vibes? Let's unlearn the lies and relearn the truth. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. That mean the baby, sweet little baby Jesus. He cool. Just the water dirty. Listen. Your mama ain't throw you out when you went outside and got a little dirty. She just drew a little bath and put you in the bath and cleaned you up and put some baby powder on your butt and you fresh again. Well, let's take our Christ out the muck and the mire and clean him up and look at him all over again. How y'all feel about that? Let's open the African scrolls. Let's tap into the kingdom code. Let's walk in what we were always born to be. Heirs, not slaves. Rulers, not rejects. No, this ain't religion. This revelation. This ain't black history. This kingdom prophecy. Say it with me. Say it with me. Repeat after me. I'm not confused. I'm called. I'm not broken. I'm born again. I'm not waiting. I'm walking in it. Come on. I'm waiting. Let's go. I'm not confused. I'm called. I'm not broken. I'm born again. I'm not waiting. I'm walking in it. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. You gotta confess it with your mouth. Believe it in your heart. I'm not confused by the colonizer's classroom. I'm called by Christ. I'm not broken like the buck break boys from the plantation. I know what it means to be born again. Confess it with your mouth. Believe it with your heart. I'm not waiting for the weirdos. I'm walking in it. Let me unpack it for you. Let me put it on the board for you. I know. Find one of them Facebook pastors and ask him about it. Let's start here. The Bible was written in Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic. It was translated into English. Very dead, expressive language. The original Hebrew word for sin is not an action. It's rebellion from the king. Whoa. Let's talk about this. So you calling me a sinner. Knock it the frick off. You trying to control me. You're not telling me sin is rebellion from the king. Hold on. Where the prodigal sons and daughters at? Where the ones that went off, blew the bag, came to themselves, and realized I'm living way below my level of authority. That came to itself. You know, when the prodigal son came to himself, the Bible says that he said, I'm gonna go back to the father. When he went to the father, notice something. We talked about the king got somebody to taste the Kool-Aid. We talked about the fact that the king got somebody to do everything. Nowhere in history, somebody fact check me. Nowhere in history is it recorded that kings run. You've never seen a king run. You've never read of a king run until this particular pericope. The Bible says that when the son starts to come back to his father, that that the king starts running toward the son. We got to pause for the cause. We got to chill right here for a moment. It's reflective of the fact that when you start coming back to the Father, he'll break rules for you. Mr. Colonizer, classroom buffoonery. When you come to yourself and come back to the Father, he'll break rules for you. Listen, I know you ain't heard it like this. I know. I got your back. I'm gonna walk y'all through this series. We're gonna talk about the taking off and the putting on of the new man. You said you're born again. We talking about the taking off and the putting on of the new man. You know how Mama and them got the good shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. All right, that's Mama and them language. I need y'all to understand the taking off and the putting on. All right, I'm going to run you through it real quick. I got your back. I'm on your side. Listen to me. K is heavy. Hey, Paul, they came to Paul like that. They came to Paul. They said, Paul, can you talk to us? You come to me asking me for meat, but you really on Similac. It ain't even your fault, though. Know what I mean? You only had the colonizer's classroom. You only had the slave master's seminary. They got you coming every week, hearing the choir, coming every week, putting a little couple dollars in the plate. They giving you a little Easter speech from over here, over there, over here, over there. But they never build on this thing. They never connect the dots. They don't actually show you who you are. They don't connect you to purpose, and they don't show you how to manifest the magnanimous greatness that God placed within you. That's not what they do. That's what we do. That's because the colonizer's scared of what's inside of you. The slave master's scared of what's inside of you. Satan is scared of what's inside of you. But the grace on your life, the call on your life, the purpose on your life is irrevocable. Satan can't stop it. He can't. He can just try to distract you. That's what he got his little seminary scholars doing. They distracting you. They got you in this feel good thing, but you empty inside. Oh, let me fill you up. Yeah, you're going to have to take off some of that stuff. And you're going to have to put this thing on. I ain't got no choir for you. But I got some discipline for you. Root word of disciple, discipline. Listen, this ain't for everybody. I know. I love everybody, but everybody can't handle this. This only for the kingdom folk. Jesus never said, if you want to be my Christian. We talked about that. If you identify as a Christian, I love you. He never said, if you want to be my Muslim. If you identify as Mu'min, I love you. Y'all not going to Kanye me. Look, I'm built for it. I told you, I want all the smoke. Bring it. You not going, Jesus ain't say, if you want to be my Jew. If you identify as a Jew, I love you. He said, if you want to be my disciple. Now listen, it's levels to this. This is my opinion. They like buttholes. Everybody got one. Listen, in my opinion, being a Christian, in my opinion, being a Muslim, in my opinion, being a Jew ain't enough for you, for me. It's not enough for me. And because I believe this so deep in the depth of my being, I don't believe it's enough for you either. I don't believe it's enough for us to really understand who we are, to really understand the purpose that God placed on our life, and the authority that we're able to walk in and shift the earth. God never called you to an escape hatch from the earth. He called you to transform it. I'm just saying, my opinion, right? So I believe that in this space that we're in right now, in this space of spiritual acceleration that God has us in, we got to take off some stuff and put some new stuff on. I'm in Ephesians, the 4th chapter, the 17th verse. You ain't got to turn there. I'm just running through it. We freestyle. I got your back. I'm on your side. I'm built for it. Bring me the smoke. Listen, this I say therefore, and I testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as the other Gentiles. Listen, that's the hood. Walk not like the rest of the hood does, in the vanity, in the simpleness, in the simplicity, in the shallowness of their mind. Look, If you don't get nothing else, get this understanding. I'm in verse 18, Ephesians 4. Having their understanding darkened, being alienated. That's being stiff-armed from the life of God. Hold on, pause. What's the life of God? Jesus said, I came so you can have life, not church. He came so you can have life, and life more abundantly. See, they got you on the sucker shit. I apologize if that offended you, but I don't know no other way to put it. They got you accepting a subservient position. They got you psychologically brainwashed to believe that's what this is about. They done brainwashed you into docile acceptance of a do-it-yourself blueprint for nothingness. And so you walking around with the bottom not understanding, yo, you a king. Yo, you a goddess. Yo, I reign. I rule. I got the authority to stomp on snakes and scorpions. This is what I do. But you ain't got that. You got your understanding darkened. Being alienated from the life of God. You all stressed the fuck out. Right? You ready to snap on everybody for every little thing. You know what I mean? You ain't got no internal peace. It's peace in God. It's joy in God. It's happiness in God. Look, you see the smile on my face? Look, the world ain't get this to me, and the world can't take this away. With or without my bag, I'm still the king. You understand me? Listen to me. That's the life of God. Like you alienated from that? Through what? Through the ignorance. Now, I ain't mad at you. Ain't nothing wrong with not knowing. Because of the ignorance that's in them. Whoa. Well, how are they ignorant? Because of the blindness of their heart. Now, hold on for a minute. Because Solomon talked about that heart. Told you, Bible written in Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic. You can't just take this English thing like that. Heart. Solomon 30 that thing out. Proverbs 30, 23rd chapter, 7th verse. He says, as a man thinks in his heart. Hold on. You think in your brain. You pump blood in your heart. What's this word, heart, that he talking about? It's your cardia. It's your inner being. As a man sees himself, so he becomes. It's why it's so important for you to see yourself as a king. It's why it's so important for you to see yourself as a goddess. So you understand that prodigal son thing. You know the prodigal son, he went to the father early in order to get his bag. And the father gave him the bag, and he went out and he blew his bag. And he woke up one day, and when he woke up, he wasn't just feeding the pigs. My man was eating the pig slop. He woke up and he realized, yo, what I'm doing is well beneath me. And he came to himself. That's what I want you to do. I want you to come to yourself. Can we get a praise break for you coming to yourself? Kings and queens, royalty. Would you give them everything? Would you let them call it those things? If you knew you were a queen and my brother, would you be out there risking your life for green paper? If you knew you had it all already. Let me run that back. That's Royalty by Mally. So y'all know the vibes. Gotta run that back. That's them vibe. 30-second praise break. Royalty. Thank you. You can give them everything. Would you let them call you those names? If you knew you were a queen and my brother, would you be out there risking your life over green paper? If you knew you had it all already, if you knew you were a king. Well, the best I can offer is to tell you the truth. Mercy changed everything for me and you. They don't really tell us what we do need to know. But 1 Peter 2:6, a blessing for sure. So power to the chosen people who at once wasn't viewed as an equal. His own chosen people, a royal priesthood. Y'all see the chill vibes into this marvelous. Like, yeah, you've been called out of darkness. Come on, man, them the vibes. Chosen people who at once wasn't viewed as an equal. His own royal people, a chosen priesthood. Come on. They're called out of the darkness into this marvelous light. Do you know who you are? You're going to learn today. Once we weren't the people, now we are the people. Do you know who you are? Royalty. See, they don't want you to know that. They want you in a subservient position. They want to try to lie to you and talk about sin. You're a sinner. You're a sinner. You're a sinner. Hold on for a minute, homie. Didn't Jesus pay the price for all my sins? Yeah. Why the frick you trying to remind me of him then? Didn't God, the all my sins? I'm just indulge me if we kicking it like that. Didn't God throw all my sins in the sea of forgetfulness? Why you trying to remind me of, nigga? Jesus paid the price, right? So why you trying to collect interest, nigga? Life and death in the power of my tongue, right? I'm creating the likeness, image of God, right? So life and death in the power of my tongue, right? So any circumstance or situation I agree with, I can speak life to. I can create more of it. Any circumstance, situation I disagree with, I can speak death to, right? So nigga, why you keep trying to program me and saying I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner? Instead of getting me to say I'm a king, I'm a goddess. You know what I mean? Because listen, man. We just looked at it. Solomon says, as a man or a woman sees himself, they're going to become. I got a whole generation of young kings, a whole generation of young goddesses out here talking about they bad bitches, and my young kings out here talking about their young niggas. Hold on, homie. Because if you see yourself as a bad bitch, you're going to do bitch shit. You divine. You're not a dog, baby. You're pretty, but you're prophetic too. And you so much more than that face card. You pretty. Them boobs and that booty, they nice, boo-boo. But can we talk about the brains behind the beauty? Because brains over boob, boo-boo. You know, brains, them the new boobs. You can't buy them. Bro, let me move. If you see yourself as a young nigga, you're going to do young nigga shit. You see yourself as a young clown, you're going to do young clown shit. You see yourself as a young king, you're going to do young king shit. Wait a minute. We got something wrong. We got to take off some shit and put on some new shit. Hold on. Where were we? Oh, we talking about the taking off and the putting on a new man. Ephesians 4:17. This I say therefore, and I'm testifying in the Lord that ye henceforth walk not like the rest of the hood does, and the vanity and the simpleness of their mind. We're not making dumb sexy. No, we going deeper and deeper. Having their understanding darkened. You ain't see it like this, but you're going to get this understanding today. Being alienated, being stiff-armed from the life of God. You struggling, busted, disgusted. You mad at everybody. You ain't got no peace, no joy, because you don't understand this prophetic posture. That's not your fault. You know what I mean? Because of the ignorance that's in them, because of the blindness of their heart. That's where we was, man. I remember that song Mama and them used to have us singing, Heathen Asses in Vacation Bible School. You remember that song? Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. Why? So I can see you. You know, that's what Paul talked about in the first chapter of Ephesians, about the 15th verse. He said, I can't stop giving mention of you in my prayers. Thank you. Y'all see me? Thank you. I'm thanking God for the ability to be used by him in your life, if you only knew, right? That God give you, like Paul talked about in the first chapter, 15th verse, that he give you this spirit of wisdom, believing soldier, spiritual weapon pop quiz. I got a pop quiz. Who want it? What's the believing soldier, spiritual weapon definition of wisdom? Hearing and doing. Paul said that you have the spirit of wisdom and revelation. Revelation is let me all right. Y'all see this book on my arm? All right, act like you don't see it. Boom, it's hidden. All right. So it's there, but you don't see it. Ha, I just revealed it. It been there the whole time. Like some of these things inside the Bible that you're getting. Why? Because God's saying something to all of you. Like he talking to me while I'm talking to y'all. He's allowing you to see something. And when you see what he's telling you to do, you don't sit down and wait for the next speech. You get up, you get out, and you get to it. Hearing and doing. That you get the spirit of wisdom and revelation, that you can get the knowledge of him, the power of him. It's the same power he used to raise Christ from the dead. Listen, that's the greatest recorded feat in human existence, okay? There's nothing that Satan, none that his demon, none of his cronies, none that his minions could do to stop that. So the same power that God used to raise Christ from the dead is inside you. And he made Christ to be the head and you to be the body. I don't know if you a finger, a toe, you still a part. Even if you know how you go to the cookout or the family reunion and Unc show up with them slides and he got them nasty ass toes with no socks, like Unc some socks. Even if you Unc nasty ass toe, you still a part of the foot. And so when God put all dominion and authority underneath the foot, it's still underneath you. But the Satan and his cronies, they don't want you to know that. See, the greatest tool that Satan pulled is not making the world think he don't exist. That you know he exists. Is getting you to dumb down and not know who you are. I'm still coming back to person. See, God is here, right? So then you here, right? And Satan is here. But this is what he do. He gets you to see yourself here. So you end up looking up on the stuff you should be looking down on. Are y'all tracking? This is what we're talking about, right? With his minions, with getting you to not understand what the frick he talking about. See, having your understanding darkened because of the blindness of your heart. You can't even see yourself for who the frick you're supposed to be. And as you see yourself, you become. So if you see yourself as a king, you're going to become like a king. If you thinking like a king, you're not even thinking like a king. You thinking about, I'm going to circle back around because we going to walk this dog later. I'm in verse 19. Who being past feeling have given themselves over unto all lasciviousness, to works of uncleanliness and greediness. Let me, I got y'all on this. This is the fact that our daughters are showing off their butt cheeks faster than they showing off their brains moving. I love to see a fat ass. I'm all for it. A female one. Let me make sure I insert that, right? And twerking, hey, look, let me see, but, can you show me your brains moving first? Because I got a daughter that's 23 and 13, and I need my 13-year-old daughter to look up something more than twerking. I need you to hear me tell you it's no shortage of tuna out here. If you are an intelligent black man with goals, dreams, aspirations, working a strategic plan to accomplish them, you can trip outside of Starbucks during happy hour and fall and bump into someone's uterus and not even know what their last name is. Not even know what their goals, dreams, and aspirations is, okay? It's easy as fuck to find a woman to go to bed with. It's difficult to find one worth waking up to. It's challenging to find one you can grow with. And it's not that men don't date, but boo-boo, can you tap into my goals, dreams, and aspirations? I know you like my business acumen, but can you understand my commitment to the prophetic? I'm dating. I'm online. I mean, shit. I'm wife hunting. But can you talk to me, or are you just a treadmill with titties? It costs this to fuck. Well, look, you want the dick more than I want that. You're freakier than me. You'll just choose. And listen, baby, I'm nasty. I'm the eater's eater. But I'm sapiosexual and demisexual. That means I'm turned on by your intelligence, and I'm turned on by our connection. So if we don't have no connection and you just pretty, then you I'm in my phone. You like, don't take pictures of me. I'm checking emails, boo-boo. Don't get full of yourself. You what's that song? Your body's here with me, but your mind is over in your emails. I'm like that though. But if we got a connection, like boom, I'm trying to tell you, I'm going all in, cause I gotta please you to turn me on. But if I ain't got no connection with you, I ain't gonna feel comfortable doing half the shit to you that I gotta do to you for me to have a good time. So we might as well just be friends. I'm just saying. It's a waste of my time. So no, boo-boo, I'm nasty. Yes, all men love it, but I don't know that I want yours. So don't lead with that. You disqualify yourself off the top. And don't come in with that male bashing shit, because, yeah, I mean, you know, you might turn me on. I mean, however, whatever it is. You know, but that's just, so I'm just, how the hell did I get on that soapbox? Lord knows, you know what I mean? Anyway, where the frick was I? Listen, giving yourselves over to all evasions. Young buck, you're busting guns, you're high all the time. That new weed got something in it, all right? You ain't read shit, you don't know shit, you dumb as rocks. Talking about you're going to get millions, you ain't tapped into nothing. I mean, come on. You're giving yourself over to all stuff. That's what I was talking about with the prodigal son. My man is out there with the hogs, right? You're not getting money. All your assets on your ass. Verse 4:20. Y'all like, ooh, Ephesians 4:20. You don't forget that. But if ye had not so learned Christ, you don't even know the real Christ. You know what the slave master seminary gave you. You know what the colonizer classroom gave you. You know what Warnock and them over there pushing. Listen to me, this ain't nothing new. I told you Senate Bill 36, that thing freed me. Frederick Douglass talked about it. Listen, if you go on Auburn Avenue, you can go to the National Park Service gift shop and get a copy of this book. Funny appointment. It's the narrative of Frederick Douglass. He makes this point. I find, since reading over the foregoing narrative, that I have in several instances spoken in such a tone and manner respecting religion as may possibly lead those unacquainted with my religious views to suppose me as being an opponent to religion. He made the same point. I'm just, you know what I mean, because the old head was writing with the kings, English to the queens, like it, and you know what I mean, y'all get the book and still know what the freedom was talking about. To remove liability and such misapprehension, just to, as Daddy King would say, make it plain. I deem it proper to append the following brief explanation. Let me go ahead and make sure I unpack this for y'all. What I said respecting and against religion, I mean strictly in reference to Christianity. What I have said respecting and against religion, I mean strictly to apply to what Warnock and them got going on in the Horizon Sanctuary, not what KJ giving you. Good, move. Hold on. What is that? What that says? No, that's just what I have said respecting and against religion. I mean strictly to apply to the slave-holding religion of the land, Warlock, and with no possible reference to Christianity proper. You know, that African Ethiopian cross that he ain't never taught for 20 years. I recognize the widest possible difference between the Christianity of this land and the Christianity of Christ. Whoa. I recognize the widest possible difference. So wide that the received the one is good, pure, and holy is of necessity to reject the other as bad, corrupt, and wicked. Warlock. Whoa. That nigga up for re-election November 2028. Y'all realize we gonna have Raphael Gamaliel Warlock and the presidential election. Donald Trump said he's running for number 3. You're gonna have Warlock and Trump on the next ticket. It's gonna be an interesting 3 years. They're much alike. Very, 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 very similar. The one thing we can understand about Trump is he's a politician. The thing about Warnock is a politician posed as a pastor. Warnock is doing this shit in God's house. Trump doing it in the White House. I'm just saying. One of them is doing it in a political dome. The other one turned our African hunt into a political dome. We got a gold dome in Georgia. Warlock! Listen, look. Let me get back to reading the OGs. Because you know nigga don't never talk about the OGs. Let me read our heritage. What I have said respecting and against religion, warlock, I mean strictly to apply to the slave. Yo, the Heritage Sanctuary, man, we funny. I mean strictly to apply to the slave-holding religion of the land and with no possible reference to Christianity proper or kingdom. For between the Christianity of this land and the kingdom, the Christianity of Christ, I recognize the widest possible difference, so wide that to receive one as good, pure, and holy is of necessity to reject the other as bad, corrupt, or warlock, wicked. Whoa. To be friend of one is of necessity to be the enemy of other. I love this. I'm reading. I love the pure, peaceable, impartial Christianity of Christ. Therefore, I hate warlock, the corrupt, slave-holding, women-whipping, cradle plundering. That's that nigga right there. Cradle plundering. Partial, hypocritical, homo Christianity of the Horizon Sanctuary. Indeed, I find no reason but the most deceitful one for calling the religion of the Horizon Sanctuary, the historic Ebenezer, the religion of the land, Christianity. I look upon it as the climax of all misnomers, the boldest of all federal frauds, and the grossest of all libels. As Reggie Chappell, federal fraudulent ass. It's in his superintendent of the National Park Service. It's in the gift shop. The boldest of all federal frauds. The nigga say he won't approve none of my permits because I'm too aggressive. I'm a heritage son. I'm aggressive, bitch. Jesus aggressive. Daddy King aggressive. Then you used to work for SCLC as a fundraiser. Isn't that a conflict of interest? Oh, that's right. We ain't doing no civil rights investigation. That's why ain't nobody gonna pick this shit up. Fuck boy. It's the court of public opinion. You too aggressive. We look at your mannerisms. You buck broken bitch. I'm coming for you. Oh yeah. With my public speech. My constitutional right. I can see no reason but the most deceitful one for calling the religion of the Horizon Sanctuary Christianity. I look upon it as the climax of all misnomers, the boldest of all federal frauds, and the grossest of all libels. Never was there a clearer case of stealing the livery of heaven to serve the devil in. Right, warlock? That boy can preach. I've been doing this since I was a baby. Can you tell? I'm filled with unutterable loathing. That means I'm fucking Fannie Lou Hamer. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick of this shit. When I contemplate the religious pomp and show together with the horrible inconsistencies, good googly mood with Raphael Gamaliel Warlock and his ministerial staff and everything at the Heritage Sanctuary and ML and AD and Daddy King and every one of the movement represented. This nigga talk about himself, but he ain't got no work. Warlock. Yup. The man who wields the blood-clotted cow skin during the week fills the pulpit on Sunday and claims to be a minister of the meek and lowly Jesus. Warlock. The man who robs me of my earnings at the end of the week meets me as a class leader on Sunday. You don't even teach Bible study, do you, bitch? You want everybody to follow the colonizer's rules, huh, son? You got that Ethiopian cross on top of your sanctuary, and you done took Ebenezer everywhere because you can't talk to the urban community that Daddy King fought for. You are the gentrification political poster boy, pussy. Your wife said you a good actor, acting like you made them kids on anything other than a fucking Peachtree dish. I'm dealing with you, boy, in the word. Yeah, I'm unpacking your bullshit, bitch. Bottom boy. You in your buck broken boy clique. Whoa, what's wrong? What's wrong, Warlock? Am I peeking in your window? I mean, you don't like rugged boys, do you, Warnock? You should smack you in the back of the head. And in middle school, smack you in the back of the head. And in high school, Keith can't save you now, pussy. Now, when Warnock first came, he got his big brother, a police officer, locked up for moving work for the hood. And I thought the nigga might have been gangster. I ain't know I was going to play out. Oh, you really a bitch. Bitch, for real. Yeah, yeah. My father ran the EOD, nigga. I had a courtesy card. I moved work, too. Yeah. Let me testify. You had a problem with the both of us. If you tried to put my family down, you was blessed to have your dad around. I ain't had my dad then. I just had some bad friends. And my bad friends got a stolen Mac 10. I never went to high school. I only went to 8th grade. Got my GED at 17. Locked up in the state cage. You had fun with your family, fuck boy. Vacations every summer while they was grooming you. Check the record, nigga. They gave me 4 days out the month. Visitation with my mother after what I did to that nigga over Mama Nottage and Rosa Parks. You graduated with your honors off to the house with your house nigga friends. I was moving that work in the hood. Some folks said, on my way back to the pen. They greeted you with open arms, you politically appointed pussy. New car for the politically appointed man. I was greeted on the prison yard. And my folk brought me some food, nigga, some contraband. I know. See, your bitch ass ain't got no testimony. I lost my brother 20 years ago. Right when you popped up. You remember, right, pussy? Let me go ahead and testify. 20 years later, now you're talking to a new man. My twin brother got murdered. Finally threw up my 2 hands. Like, Jesus, come and save me. You better save these niggas from me. Or just save me from myself, please. I'm out here going crazy. I know I did it to myself, please. Now, if you're really from the ghetto and like to see a real one out, 40 years on earth since I was doing this in kindergarten. Now, I'm ready to come out. Not the closet, pussy. I'm ready to launch. The Yokis, listen to me. Let me start with unpacking the boo-boo. You know, the colonizer be trying to do. Because y'all know kings. Kings love glory. And kings get glory by expanding their territory. I'm expanding. I've humbled myself. Now God is exalting me. You know, when you lift him up, he'll draw. Listen, man, the word, the Hebrew word, Bible written in Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic that we got on the board is pesha. I want y'all to understand this word because the Hebrew word for sin is not an action. The root word for pesha means what we see Warnock and Trump doing, rebellion, revolt. I consider Raphael Gamaliel Warnock a community fucking terrorist. Come back, and I'm going to unpack that. You killed, not really. The kids in New York never liked your ass. That's why Powell made you an associate. Then you went to Baltimore and let that little boy get abused. Killed that youth department. Then you came to Ebenezer. How in the world? When you came to Ebenezer, you had folk that was baptized by Daddy King, folk that was baptized by Joe Roberts. You had a multi-generational, historic black church. How the fuck did you kill that? We'll wait. Everything rises and falls on leadership, Raphael Gamaliel Warlock. How the fuck did you kill 3 generations of black spiritual excellence? We're waiting, son. No response, huh? Draw a blank on that like you did any other time, or like you did when Connie Smith on the Lent service on 2024 when you were teaching the 7 last word, and you asked her, or your deacon asked you, how do you relay that commitment to our youth? And you said, I don't know, but you are father to the fatherless. You're a classic example of this, son. Bible written in Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic, son. The word for God is Ab. Got 2 derivatives. Let me put Pesher back on the board. Can I teach y'all, Senator? It got Ab, son. It got 2 derivatives. It got Abba, and it got Abboom. You've been a pastor of the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church for 20 years, nigga. And that's Daddy King Church. You ain't taught this lesson yet? Whoa. So Abba, this is the authoritative side. This is where we get the word father. It got some other definitions. Source, sustainer, protector, provider, progenitor. Then we got the Abboon side. This the loving side. This where we get the word daddy. I'm daddy now, bitch. Can't even teach what it means to be zaddy. Probably because you like to be the bottom too much. You know, every one of these got a description. Source, sustainer, protector, provider, progenitor. Google them. These are authoritative folk who went to their titles. Now, Daddy King, he was Reverend King. He was Dr. King. But nobody called him that. It's not what they called him. They called him Daddy. Like Jesus. Jesus is King of Kings, Lord of Lords, got a whole bunch of titles, but he made of himself no reputation. The Bible describes him with all these titles. Even your homie Gamaliel on the Satanic Senatorial Sanhedrin Council, Gamaliel Nicodemus called him rabbi, called him teacher. You're learning, aren't you, son? But he that's not how he moved. The Bible says Jesus moved with compassion. That's love. See, it's different than job obligation. See, that's obligate. That's job description. See, when you hired, you only gonna do what you hired for. Jesus talked about the hireling. They hired to kill, steal, and destroy, but not me. Not the good shepherd. Fuck no. I lay down my life for the sheep. You know why? Because I'm so bad I'll pick it back up again. Because this is the order I got from my father. My soldiers like, we into them orders. Abboon, daddy. We could put pastor over here, and we could put shepherd over here. Warnock is your political pastor. That nigga don't know shit about being a shepherd. I'm still in Ephesians. Let me put the The focus word of the day up for y'all. I'm still in Ephesians. Good googly moo. I got to get y'all up out of here. Got to get y'all up out of here. Y'all all right? Y'all going to be nonkers in the comment section. Listen, where am I? I'm in verse 20. 420. They're like, yeah, we had to roll that one up. We watched that one on replay. Me too. Listen, but ye have not so learned Christ, because you only got the slave master seminary, the colonizer's classroom. You know, I'm the last son of the heritage sanctuary, last son of the village. That's the first politically appointed one. And we ain't the same. He not one of us. Y'all can tell. Listen, verse 21, Ephesians, the 4th chapter. If so, if ye had learned him, who we talking about? We talking about Jesus. If you had been taught by him, who we talking about? We talking about the real Jesus. Please stand up. Please stand up. As the truth is in Jesus, not the lies, not the bullshit, not the, you know what I mean? That ye would what? Put off concerning the former conversation. Them niggas ain't even talking about nothing. That's the old man, which is corrupt according to deceitful lust. You drooling off her titties and ass, you ain't even really understood, young king, how to tap into her mind. Boo-boo, you looking at his bag, but you don't know about his purpose. You feel me? You don't know about your purpose, right? We chasing all this shit that's beneath us, but we ain't even on the real thing. I'm gonna tell you why. Because on the plantation, they controlled us with violence. In the wilderness, the corporate America and the bank, the debt and inflation game, they played the golden calf, the money games. They controlled this with the money games. Now we got AI. Now we got smartphones. Now we got technology. Now we in the realm of purpose. And so what they controlling us with is ignorance. They done made dumb sexy. Literally. Like, you not, don't even let me get into it. You feel me? But you not chasing the purpose. You're not chasing who you are. You're not chasing, you feel me? You can get all the money and blow your fucking brains out. Smoke your brains out. You got all the money in the world, but you don't get out of bed until noon. Well, I can sleep till noon. You mean it ain't nothing that wake you up early in the morning? It ain't nothing that you chasing? Then you're really not free. I can talk to you about it. I'm free. That's what I desire of you. I desire you to get real free. Financial free. Time free. Money free. Like go to the mall and buy everything you want to buy. Right? Like literally support every cause that you want to support. Right? And then how do you spend your days? When you don't gotta go over there for the money. I do that every day. I don't have to get up. I don't have to get up to go punch a time clock. I've passed that point in my life. What? I'm grown. I'm 46 years old. What the fuck? So there's got to be something bigger to drive in me. I'm learning thrifting now. Because I bought a whole bunch of expensive clothes I don't even fucking wear. I got over $100,000 in fucking suits. I hate suits. I mean, I rarely put a suit on. I ain't put a suit on like a suit since fucking COVID. I got $100,000 worth of fucking suits and clothes and ties. I don't even wear this shit. It's not my style. I wore it when I felt like I had to in the direct sales phase of my life. I'm on my second passport. I'm in the philanthropic part of my life. I aspire to be used by God for you to get here, where you've brought everything you want to buy, you traveled everywhere you wanted to travel, you fucking helped every cause you want to help. Now how do you spend your days? What's your purpose? That's what God desires of you to be on. That's what's going to fulfill you. That's what's going to give you peace and joy. Not this fuck-ass conversation about person. Sin isn't just a bad behavior. It's a revolt from the king. It's not just breaking rules. It's declaring independence from the kingdom. Let me unpack this for you. Okay? There's a principle that y'all gonna celebrate on in a couple weeks. If you're black, you're gonna celebrate it tomorrow. Independence Day. Independence only comes on the other side of rebellion. There's a principle they taught you in school called colonization. Okay? All right. The principle of colonization is really simple. It's where a king, right, decides to enlarge his territory. Okay? And what the king does is the king has the kingdom. Okay? And the king takes some citizens, some people who have grown up in the kingdom, and he changes their position. And he makes them, can we call, what do we call you? Let's call you an ambassador. All right? A delegate of the kingdom. And the king sends the ambassadors from the kingdom to this uncharted territory, and they start to live in the territory. But because they have grown up inside of the kingdom, then they are because if you train up a child in the way they should go, when they're older they won't depart. They're now hooked in the culture, in the law, and the administration of the kingdom, right? So when they come from the kingdom to the uncharted territory, they're going to bring the culture, they're going to bring the law, they're going to bring the administration of the kingdom to the uncharted territory. This is what Jesus meant when he said, "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." This is the principle of colonization, okay? All right. Now, watch. Here's what happens, okay? So watch this. Watch this. In American history, let me not even do that. I'm gonna stay here. So what Adam did was he rebelled from God. He went independent. Because in order for you to go independent, you got to rebel from something. Let me give you another case study. You ever heard of this country called America? It was colonized by the King of England. Some folk, Jamestown, 16-something, got like 500,000 English people here. 1776, these people decided to rebel from the king and go independent. In God we trust. See, this is a good way for you to see it, because the country is independent. The kingdom not. In the country, independence is promoted as a good thing. Why? Because you can't trust the leadership. In the kingdom, you're an idiot to rebel from the king. In the country, they got you chasing the golden thing, the shiny thing. Why? The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Country born in sin. Sin isn't bad behavior. Sin is person. It's revolting from the king. It's not just breaking rules. They want you to do that so they can give you a set of rules. It's declaring independence from the kingdom. It's saying, I don't want God's rule over my life. That's not a slip up. That's a spiritual coup. In Hebrew, the word pesher means more than sin. I'm talking about it. Why? Over and over. Because faith comes by hearing, and hearing of the word. Repetitious affirmation of orders to the subconscious mind is the only known method to develop the emotion known as faith. Because it means more than rebellion. It's a full-blown revolt from the king. That's what we got going on right now. Sin ain't about messing up. is saying, I don't need God telling me what to do. That's independence from the kingdom. But real freedom doesn't come from breaking away. Real freedom comes from coming under the reign of the king. He was wounded for our transgressions. He was wounded for our person. Jesus wasn't dying for your mistakes. He died for your rebellion. For our independent move against God. That thing you watching take place in government. That thing you watching take place in our sacred sanctuaries. You know, our kids, they looking for something. They looking for representation of Jesus. Real representation of Jesus. And you know, we got to go back to some stuff Mama and them taught us. That question, I told you that Connie Lindsay Smith, Deacon Connie Lindsay Smith, and Historic Ebenezer asked Pastor Senator Raphael Gamaliel Warnock after he taught the seventh last word in the Lenten season in 2007, how do you convey that to our children? And he said, I don't know. I'm looking to see what you do. That's a problem. Because when we look at Ebenezer, its heritage, its history, Daddy King, he called him Daddy King. All of Joe Roberts, shepherd. All of our men have been shepherds, fathers to the fatherless. We hear Raphael Gamaliel Warnock talk about our children, but we see none of them around him. Not photo ops. We see none of our children look up to him. That when he talks about how the Donald Trump staff, the worst people in the world. Well, let's look at his ministerial staff. There's no one that looks like they're attempting to connect with our urban children. That's not accidental. That's intentional. You know, and yes, when we look at Ebenezer, we don't see anything urban. Nothing white urban, nothing black urban, nothing urban. We see old folk, politicians, and donors. But we don't see urban America. We don't see our children. And the word of God belongs to everybody. And we all deserve representation. Our children are looking for representation. Our sons and our daughters are looking for an example of Jesus. They're looking for representation. And rather or not, it's just like Mama and them used to give us. I remember them filling the blanks. That's what happened with that nigga y'all hired. That's the one thing me and Yoki never agreed on was Raphael Gamaliel Warnock. It wasn't until the 2007 holiday that Yolanda got me to go behind the King holiday to introduce her. She really set me up. She asked me to introduce her. I thought she was going to be in the screening room at the King Center. She know I ain't going behind me at the desk with a fucking warlock. That's what I see him as, a warlock. That's why I wouldn't allow him to ordain me. He can't stand that shit. If you got to ordain me, I don't want it. Everybody know I'm fucking licensed by Reverend Dr. Leon Sullivan. The baby Lion of Zion. Passed like a baton over the temple that fucking Will created third. Sent to Joe Roberts. And I don't want to be ordained. Get out your fucking mind. Not by the warlock. If it's God's will, you find another way. April 4th, 2025. God used Brian Kemp. And now Warnock can't stand. He got that Ethiopian guy. Like, why you such against KJ? Because I can't teach like that. He won't take not damn fucking dollar. He won't sell out for $1. Yo, but y'all hired him. And it's fill in the blank, man. Rather not our children see Jesus as a champ or a chump. It's all about who in the middle. And y'all hired this nigga, so now our children in the city of the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church talking about they feel like Jesus is a chump. Warnock, You ought to step down. You already got your senatorial seat. And we got technology, bro. You only bamboozling the motherfucking rich people. Does any part of you give a fuck about our African children? Our brown children? Our children at all? Like, do you think, nigga, it was the lesser two evils. It was you or Walker. We know your ass is plastic, so I put your bitch ass in office because I can deal with you like this. But or not, you realize that all of the NDAs associated with Joseph Lawrence Roberts are a decade long. That means that they all ended February 15, 2025. And nigga, stop talking about locking me up to make me quiet, bitch. Do you realize how much motherfucking terabytes of information that's out there? And nigga, you just can't teach. So nobody likes you. Like, you have no connection with us. You are in Washington, keep your ass in Washington. You have literally bamboozled us out of $5 million as people. Negro. Everybody knew Trump was coming for the public education department. And you and John Vaughn just happened to get that $4 million public education department grant. To develop a curriculum. Hey, weirdo, we already got one. We already impacted over 5 million youth. We already mandatory curriculum in 50 different school districts. We could have used that to reprint that, but this not about the kids. It's about reshuffling some money over to your friends. Just like you got that chick, you put that bitch, I'm calling her a bitch. Everything she did, the young black America, Joe Roberts hated that woman. Not hated, but extremely disliked her. Like Leroy Johnson, you got her running your board. You ran your Ebenezer One campaign talking about you was doing something for the community. On your anniversary, you talked about you raised $1.5 million. You talked about you could tell a lot about somebody if they show us your budget. Can we see yours? Just transparency for the past 5 years. We just want to notice the fact that the housing allowance for the senior pastor is $100,000. Yes, Ebenezer can spend $1 million, but how did it perpetuate that $1 million? It perpetuated that $1 million by people donating to it, thinking it was doing something in the community. Then you and your board made an administrative decision that you were going to quantify and qualify spending 10 times what had been previously allocated the year before. The church had allocated spending $100,000 on your housing allowance, but you can't get your $100,000 of housing allowance and your Senate money. So they brought $1 million fucking patronage. We ain't the Catholic Church, well, you converting us into $1 million fucking patronage for you. But my nigga, you just had a $400,000 house that you bought $1 million townhouse in motherfucking DC. So these motherfuckers brought you another $1 million second home, and you talking about you raised $1.5 million. Where the fuck did you ever ask anybody publicly or privately in the congregation if they wanted to have a campaign to raise for money for your house? No, bitch, that's fraud. You sat down and asked folk to contribute to the community, and then your cronies spent $1 million fucking dollars on your house. And you sleep at that bitch at night? Like, how the fuck can you? Yeah. You came to steal, kill, and destroy. You know, our children in Fulton County get guns easier than they get library cards. You had Congresswoman McBath. Her son was murdered. This woman all over fucking violence had come to Ebenezer and march with the March for Your Lives campaign, and you sent John Vaughn ass out and Connie Lindsay Smith out to take a photo op, and John Vaughn walked the fuck his fat glitter ball Luther ass back inside after he got the photo op when this congresswoman walked up Jackson, walked down fucking Edgewood all the way over to Love Park, and you've never done it. Gerald Griggs did it. You've never done it. This shit that our folk in our community do, you have never done. And you over there thinking that your ass gonna all of a sudden get a presidential run. Nigga, you out your fucking mind. Folk actually like Barack, dog. Their shit plastic. So you gonna erase everything. You know what you need? A youth vote. And we don't fuck with you, faggot.
Listen, man, I was born for such a time as this, anointed, and rather not you put a U or a in the middle is really determined whether or not I chose to see Jesus as a champ or a chump. I was born for such a time as this, and I don't have nothing against war or not. I just not into perverting the prophetic. Listen, man, I got the Joe Roberts prison ministry, the Will Gray prison ministry. My father ran the United States Marine Corps EOD. Like, I'm not into bitch niggas, dog. And we just changing the image of what it means to be an urban man of God. We're Fannie Lou Hamey. We tired of the watered down bitch ass niggas talking about you. This is what it means to be a man of God. So our sons, you rough, rugged, and raw. Our daughter's more militant than our sons. They're like, yo, I don't want to be a clown. I want to be a yogi. I don't want to be a slave master sucker. I want to be a believing soldier. Hey y'all, I love y'all almost as much as the Father. On behalf of the Father, typically this be like 30 minutes, almost an hour. I wanted to go in a little bit, man. I wanted to talk a little bit, man. I wanted to pop my shit. I'm popping my shit. You loving it? Couple shots at the suckers and seer suckers. That's why they in the seer suckers, because they seerly suck it. Warlock! I'm coming for you, bitch. And I'm doing it with the word of God. Hey, Governor Kemp.